What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. Yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new blessings, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and kick. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. Back at it again with the sauce. Back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You ready to be your family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen because you already know when I drop these videos and y'all get them notifications, it's going to be some information that's going to help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. So with that being said, you know how we get down over here on this channel. We talk about the new fraud methods, the new scam methods, the new bank fraud and scam methods that's going on, the dark world, the dark web, so on and so on. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about a lot of different sites. A lot of people have been asking me about the technology fraud world. A lot of people have been asking me about the check fraud and credit card fraud. A lot of people have been asking me a lot of different things because of now people are starting to understand how important technology is. Everything that we use, everything that we use in today's world is ran off technology. And people most people have this outlook that scams and fraud is dealing with some type of checks or some type of credit cards. And that's not the case. You got real time fraud and you have technology fraud. Most fraud work comes from technology, from glitches to jackpots to you compromise and hacking, you name it. And a lot of people has heard about the dark web. A lot of people has actually been on the dark web, and there's a lot of people who just can't figure out how to get on the dark web. So in today's video, we were talking about a lot of different things that's going on the dark web, the dark world, scams, fraud, different sites, and just really getting an understanding of what's going on because a lot of people are lost and a lot of people are moving off the wrong information, and by them believing the wrong information when people are trying to tell them the right information, they believe that is not right. So first of all, let's get this understood right here. Scams and fraud have been up 600 to 800% since COVID-19. So when COVID came around, the government pushed out so many different ways for people to generate revenue, and whenever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. The government pushed out this PPP loan, payroll protection program, that was basically giving people loans, and if they did the forgiveness, giving people loans to keep their business afloat, keep their business running, pay their payroll, pay their bills, pay whatever they need to pay to keep their business going. And some people had loans in the millions of dollars, the hundreds of thousands of dollars, or the twenties of thousands of dollars. A lot of people got PPP loans with fraudulent businesses or fraudulent information, and a lot of people are dumb. A lot of people do whatever that they gotta do to get the check, but don't finish out the process. Meaning that a lot of people did whatever that they had to do to get the PPP loan, but by them being so green and thirsty and not paying attention and not really caring, because it was said that you have to also forgive, you have to be forgiven, you have to fill out paperwork for this forgiveness. They didn't think that the government was going to come back for them, and they did. And there's a lot of people who did do the forgiveness with fraudulent businesses who have no problems. So ever since COVID-19, social media, you see people flashing money like this, talking about this method, that method, this glitch, that glitch, this and that, right? The dark world, dark web. And The problem is, it's a lot of people in the world who know nothing about the dark web, and it's a lot of people who understand that it's a lot of people who don't know about the dark web and this type of world, and they manipulate the people who are interested in into getting into this world. And that's where the problem lays. There's a lot of people out here portraying to be people who know about different methods, different dark web, different things, and perception is everything. A lot of people sell the perception and they get scammed by a lot of these fake kids, or a lot of these kids that's faking the portraying that they do this method, that method, so on and so on, right? And then you got people who actually are in that world. Now, what people got to understand is there are smart people and there are people who just don't utilize their common sense. Because at the end of the day, if people or whoever are actually doing something that they are not supposed to be doing, you would think that most people wouldn't put it out there on the forefront. But there are many people who are. But then again, there are many people who are actually doing anything, and it gets tricky. So the dark web, sites on the dark web, different the evolution of the dark web, what's really going on, right? So a lot of people know about the Hidden Wiki. Now, the Hidden Wiki is a very popular site on the dark web. It's basically like it looks like a Craigslist. Well, first of all, let's get this straight right here. Dark websites are not www dot whatever.com. No, no dark website is a .com. All dark websites are long encrypted, look like Bitcoin addresses with .onion at the end. You can't even promote or post dark web URLs or websites links on the clear net. So it's hard for people to find real sites. That's one reason. Two, when it comes to sites on the dark web, at the end of the day, these sites more than likely are selling something illegal. So just because it's the dark web doesn't mean anything. There are police officers, cybersecurity police that's on the dark web looking for criminals. So for two, most real sites on the dark web are not just free and willingly for anybody to come on and search and buy. Most real sites on the dark web, you have to either have an invite, know somebody, or have a login. Now, there are, like I told you guys before, there are the evolution of the world is going to be the evolution of the dark web. So we got Chat GPT, and I explained to you guys before about the different fraud GPT sites that there are on the dark web. And like I said, these sites are not www.blah blah blah.com. They are all long encrypted looking dark web. I mean, Bitcoin address with .onion at the end. These sites, it's hard to find because it's already hard for people to even get on the dark web. So, but these sites are out there, and there are sites like I told you guys before that will create dark web. There are GPT fraud GPT sites that will create a website for you, a dark web website. On that website, it will literally put whatever that you want to put on there. You can command one of these fraud GPT sites to go out. You can put it like this: you can command a fraud GPT site on the dark web to get information from different places. So you can command to get information from a bank database or a company database, and it'll get it for you. It's getting very wild, and I want people to really understand that. I know everybody that heard about jailbreaking, right? And jailbreak is basically when the server and program on whatever device that you're using is basically compromised, and certain security breaches are bypassed, which allows certain applications and sites to be able to be accessed, right? And we all know when you jailbreak a phone, a computer, or anything, you get access to different apps, different sites. It can do a lot of different cool things, right? So understand that that comes with technology, and artificial intelligence, aka AI, is technology. So keep that in mind right there. So, like I said, there are sites on the dark web that will create sites for you. So The hidden wiki. Everybody know about the hidden wiki, and like I said before, the hidden wiki is not no www.hiddenwiki.com or nothing like that. It's a long encrypted address with .in at the end. So the hidden wiki is basically a place where it will navigate you to different sites, different categories, and different things. Now, due to it being fraud GPT sites, there are a lot of people that will basically recreate the hidden wiki and put different sites on there and put fraudulent sites on there, their own fraudulent sites, because they understand so many people know about this site, but it's hard to find the actually real one. And by them making it easy for people to come across this one, that means they more than likely people are going to utilize this fraudulent hidden wiki and go to this site, go to that site, watch this and do that. Because like I said, you can clone websites. You can clone get the codes and APKs and for different sites and clone sites. And when you clone a site, it'll be exactly what you want it to look like. It'll be the site that you clone plus what you want to add, what you want to subtract from it, right? So there's many hidden wiki sites on the dark web, a lot of fake hidden wiki sites, but the real hidden wiki sites, the real hidden wiki site will literally direct you to over 50 different fraud GPT sites, hundreds of different CC sites, hundreds of different identity sites, so many different real sites on the real hidden wiki. And then you got the Robin Market. Now, the Robin Market is a place that will literally do anything for you. It will get, or for a fraudster or a scammer who is utilizing this marketplace. It'll get bank logs, CC, CVVs, dumps, fulls, opinions, you name it. Create glitches, hide, not hijack, jailbreaks, um, what else? It'll literally do any mission, phishing, malwares, templates. I'm talking about technology might be the coolest thing out there. And once people really start to pay attention to what technology can do, your mind will start working and you'll start to think about the other things that technology could do. Because without technology, there'd be no ACH transfers, no Cash App, Venmo, Zelles, no PayPals. Um, None of these things will be able to be here on this earth. And to be able to sit at your computer all day and to be able to do different things with technology is almost addicting because everything has an IP address. And as long as if you can get an IP address, you can get into it. Phones, computers, laptops, cameras, you name it. And these fraud GPT sites and these dark websites are starting to become more popular because the the normal age of the scammers, fraudsters, and hackers are getting younger and younger. You gotta think about it. Technology. You got Xboxes. You got PlayStation 5s. Kids play all day, every day. Adults play all day, every day on these different servers. You got 5M, GTA. You got Roblox. You got Call of Duty, 2K. And this is where it starts from. Kids want to get different skins and look cool, do all these things that cost money. You got to buy points and all these different things. Parents now will keep buying it. These adults are playing with kids. These adults are telling kids how to get a hold of these different products. And once they learn so much and things start to listen, even a kid know money how important money is. So if they figure out a way how to get it on their own, that's what they're gonna do. And this is what people are not understanding. If you can control somebody else's computer from your computer just off getting their IP address is real like that. What do most computers have stored on them? Passwords, wallets, you name it. These are things that's being compromised when people who know nothing about the dark web or how to protect themselves is happening to them because of this. Like The dark web is listen, the dark web is not illegal to get on, but once you start doing illegal things and buying illegal things, that's when it becomes a problem. I've seen at least 5 to 10 different hidden wiki sites and they all fake. And I actually know the real hidden wiki site. And it's crazy that there's so many the opportunity to create these fake sites is wow. So I try to tell people all the time, like, listen, don't it's knowledge is power. Ethical hacking is not illegal. Being able to do these things is not illegal, but once you start doing it for illegal purposes and gaining illegal goods, that's when it becomes a problem. Hacking is not illegal, but once you start doing it for illegal purposes and gaining illegal goods, that's when it becomes a problem. And the problem is, it's not illegal. That's the problem. It is not illegal to be a hacker at all. And being a hacker is someone who knows how to do all of these things. And it's up to that person to be able to say if they're going to use their information for good or for the bad. Everything is coded. Everything is committed. Basically, it's okay. Have this app be able to do this and do that. Like everybody's seen some type of example of coding. It's all commands telling this server, this database what to do. What can compromisers and hackers do? Get into different servers. When you get into a server, what can you do? Change commands, brute attacks, find out different information to start in this server, in this database. Glitches, bin numbers, technology. People are starting to figure out how to utilize technology. It's kind of like reverse technology. They're starting to figure out how to benefit off reverse technology because everything that we're able to do legally, people are starting to figure out how to do it illegally and generate revenue from these methods. So, like I said, it's a lot of kids, it's a lot of young adults getting on the dark web, figuring out these different sites, these different not chat, but fraud GPT sites, learning about different methods, learning about malware, learning about ransomware, learning about all these different things, turning around, going back to these GPT sites and just seeing what all can be done, testing the waters, type in, create this, create that. And these things can actually be created because of artificial intelligence. AI and artificial intelligence can be jailbroken. And once you jailbroke it, you can tell it to create these type of fraudulent things. And at the end of the tunnel, there's always a victim. It might be you, it might be me, it might be a bank, it might be both. So like I tell you guys all the time, it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on in this real crazy world that we all living in. Because if we're not aware, we're not cautious, if we're not safe, we could potentially be victims. So, like I said, make sure you guys are getting your Norton Lifeline to monitor all your social media, financial, and personal accounts, and make sure no suspicious or funny activity is going on. And it reminds you the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is on there being sold. So make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock. Make sure you guys are freezing all through your credit profiles, TransU and Equifax and Experience, so nobody can get anything in your name. No loans, credit cards, lines of credit. No nothing. No apartments, no cars, no nothing. Not even you unless you're freezing. And make sure you guys are getting new credit card and debit cards every other quarter, all right? We use the same cards for so many years. We get debit cards and keep them until they expire. That's 6, 7, 8 years. And we travel, we tap, insert, order online all day, every day. And every time we do, that information is ended up on a different database. And there's always a database compromise, leak, or hack. We get these notifications all the time. So, with that being said, make sure you guys are getting new debit card and credit cards every so often. If you feel as if you didn't use it so many different places, or you just get that feeling. Just order a new one, new information, and you'll be a fresh start. All right. So make sure you guys are staying more safe, staying more cautious, and being more aware because knowledge is power. And to have this knowledge, this information will help you be more safe, be more cautious, and be more aware of what's going on in this real crazy world that we all living in. All right. So shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping the sauce. And y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke because it ain't no joke. Let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limited gyms are $1,000. But for limited time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600 cash app or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your cash app or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know you payment ready and we will go from there. All right. No screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions. And please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book your see on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 250. Make sure y'all book your seat on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all book your seat on the month long mentorship, 750. Make sure y'all check out my vendor platforms on Telegram, the Potato app, and Discord, Millionaire Network and World. Still look for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, IGs, TikTok, Snapchats. Kicks, all my links is on my channel. I gotta update these right here, but we gotta keep it pushing. Make sure y'all check it out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives. And make sure y'all getting in where y'all fit in with these lows, right? 125 and up, cash app or Bitcoin payment. Once it's on your balance, send me that screenshot. Let's get the work. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how I get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.